This video was originally going to be about Team Plaza, but I decided to scrap that idea and decided to go with all of the 2022 expansion teams. So, nearly 3 years have passed since the expansion in 2022, and these teams have either had superstar moments or moments they wish they could just forget about. So let's get rolling with the first team out the way. Team Plasma, no not that one, is a team based off of SMR athlete Ghost Plasma. They first showed up in the 2018 qualifiers where they didn't qualify, but hey, at least they took first in a race where everyone DNF'd, even Team Plaza themselves. After their performance in qualifiers, Team Plaza would take a one-way trip to retirement, into which they stayed there until 2022, where they made their return with new uniforms. The 2022 showdown was nothing but a breeze for Team Plaza, as it ended up winning the showdown by a landslide, scoring 117 points in 8 events. And to this day, this is the best Team Plasma has ever looked. Their showdown performance, however, was good enough for them to get invited to Season 4 of Marbula 1, into which Team Plaza did pretty solid. They placed top half and even got a silver medal at a raceway, courtesy of Ecto. Firo themselves wasn't too shabby either, with their best race being at Sakura Garden in 4th, and they did enough to finish top half in terms of individual racers. Looking to continue their momentum from the 2022 showdown, Team Plasma was right for the taking in 2023, where they not only qualified, they in fact won their group over the likes of the Raspberry Racers and Savage Speeders. For how they performed in 2023, Team Plasma had a lot more downs than ups. They had a gold in Sibo Chase and a silver in elimination race, but other than that, they did not do anything notable for most of the year, in which they placed last 4 times, including their DNF and maze run set by Fanto. And as for Ecto, their best M1 racer, they took last by 4 seconds behind 15th place Snowy. Or you could say they took 15th place instead, if you want to count Yeller being lapped by everyone. Regardless, Team Plasma finished 2023 at the bottom of the barrel, last place with 109 points, somehow scoring less than they did in 2022 showdown despite having double the events. Marbula 1 Season 5 was nothing too special for Team Plasma. They did decent in the first 3 races before blending into the background for the rest of the season, finishing at 13th, where neither Ecto nor Firo finished top half in the individual racer standings. They also had their own track called PMI Tunnel, except there was no tunnel. They didn't fare any better in Marble Survival Season 1. Their representative Glumo finished 29th out of the 32 marbles competing. Looking to get right back up after the year that was 2023, Team Plasma is looking to make things right in 2024. Ecto may have had a rough time in Ice Dash, but the team did pretty solid in Halfpipe, and Glumo and Fanto did pretty great in Snow Drag. 3 out of 4 qualifying events done, and Team Plasma was in pretty good position to qualify. But unfortunately, Firo knocked themselves out of contention, and Team Plasma would end up missing the 2024 Marble League by 2 points. Surely they carried this momentum into the showdown, right? Unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. While the team may have redeemed themselves in short track with a silver courtesy of Glumo, the other events weren't as fancy for them, especially their 15th in Ice Dash and 14th in Dual Halfpipe. Those 2 events would play a key part into Team Plasma finishing bottom 4 in the showdown, behind the Thunderbolts by 1 point. Fortunately for Team Plasma, there is no relegation, so they don't really have too much to worry about. As for Marble Survival Season 2, there is good news for you, Team Plasma. You did not finish bottom 4 this time. You somehow went lower by finishing bottom 2. Ever since their showdown win in 2022, Team Plasma has been steadily declining year after year. Will it continue this downward spiral in future events? Who knows? But for now, on to the next team. Not a lot has been said about the Purple Rockets, where they are most known for winning Marble Maniacs, also going full boss mode in Marble Survival Season 1, and Greg was referring to them as the Cobalts and Solar Flares. The first thing you know about this team was that they had an old diving record back in 2014 that will end up being broken by a Shiny Swarm 7 years later. Their 2022 shutdown performance was nothing too special, but a gold in climbing did save them from being in the bottom 4, courtesy of the Sauce Boss and their teammate Dwarf. This gave them an opportunity at the 2023 Marble League qualifiers, where they didn't do too great in the team events, but Saucer getting a silver did give them a pretty good shot at making the league. But due to Orbit completely collapsing in funnels, the team would end up missing out on the league and would have to compete in yet another showdown. It was an underachieving result from the Purple Rockets, as they scored double digits only 1 time, being in Legion March Wave. Their reserve Blast performed a disappearing act at the Honeydome race, causing them to finish in the bottom 4. Fortunately, there is no relegation, so the Purple Rockets can continue forward with no stress. Their performance in Marble Survival Season 1 was a great one, with Saucer finishing 4th out of 32 racers. Although it might not have been enough to get them into Mario 1 Season 5, they do have the 2024 Mario League to look forward to, into which they did absolutely nothing. Not even Saucer and Dwarf could save them this time. After qualifiers like that, there was nowhere to go but up for these Purple Rockets, in which they did. They kicked the showdown off with back-to-back silvers courtesy of Orbit and Saucer. The rest of the showdown, however, wasn't exactly elite, but it was, however, good enough for them to finish third overall, getting them their first podium. By the time I am making this video, Season 2 of Marvel Survival is going on, and the Purple Rockets representative Saucer is still competing. And with how things are currently looking for the Purple Rockets, there is a chance that they do get invited to Marbula 1 Season 6. May Saucer lead the way, and on to the next team. As for the Wolfpack, they had no history prior to 2022. Their first competition was the 2022 Showdown, in which they did pretty decent and even won a gold medal in Sprint by Fenrir. They received an invite for Marbula 1 Season 4, and for how they performed, they probably should have turned that invite down. Fenrir and Sirius finishing 34th and 36th respectively. Both Fenrir and Sirius having a combined 7 races where they don't score, with the icing on the cake taking place at Casino Square, where Fenrir loses out on 19th place at the final turn to Starry. As for Marvel Survival Season 1, that wasn't exactly too kind to them either, as their representative Fenrir finished 24th. Looking past their previous performances in Marbula 1 and Marvel Survival, the Wolfpack hold their heads high for the 2023 Marvel League. In terms of individual events, the Wolfpack did pretty decent in Sprint and Funnels, but in terms of the team events, that's where the Wolfpack struggled, finishing 11th in Team Pursuit and 9th in Legion March Wave. That would be enough for them to miss out on the league. As for how they did in the 2023 Showdown, the Wolfpack didn't do exactly a whole lot, but due to a win in Legion March Wave, the Wolfpack did pretty good and finished only 2 points behind third place Green Ducks. With how things are looking for the Wolfpack, they have the potential to do pretty decent when it comes to the main league. But the thing about that is they have to qualify first, and that opportunity came in 2024. Half Pipe and Ice Dash went about alright for them, finishing 14th both times and sitting in 14th after the first half of qualifiers. But the team's chances of qualifying took a bit of a stumble after Remus and Sirius had a below average performance in Snow Drag. Sitting in 17th after 3 of the 4 qualifying events, the Wolfpack still had a shot. All was left was Short Trek, and they had to send in their reserve Sheep. The team's fate was in their reserve's hands. Will the Sheep sweep prevail, or will it falter?
They're in the lead with 7. 5 seconds to go. They've got 8. Can they make it around? Another one for 9. They will, and that is where they will stay. 3 other teams also got 9. Limers the only ones that did not.
The Sheep sweep did in fact prevail. Sheep completing their 9th lap was enough for the Wolfpack to qualify for the 2024 Marble League by 1 point ahead of the Cobalts. Gotta thank Azure for taking the wheel. As for how things went in the 2024 Marble League, the Wolfpack did pretty decent. They had their ups and downs with this decent season, which included Sheep cooking with a silver in short track, the team earning another silver in curling, and Remus coming away with a bronze in ski jump. They were sitting in 4th after event 10 and had a pretty decent shot at auto qualifying for 2025. But then came their downs, which included back-to-back last place finishes in Snow Snake and Skiing by courtesy of Balto and Remus. Those 2 events will play a key part into the team falling into 9th overall, which is not bad considering it's their first main league. Hey, not everybody can be the Green Ducks. Out of all the 2022 expansion teams, I think the Wolfpack have the highest ceiling. But other than that, on to the last expansion team. But before that, I forgot to mention something. Alongside Ed, though, Wolfpack representative Sheep also voted in Marvel Survival Season 2. For the Blackjacks, they participated in the Hublino tournament that took place in 2016 and 2018 alongside teams like the Blue Fast 6, Minty Maniacs, Green Gang, Valiant Violence, and the Bumblebees. 2 years after the Hublino tournament in 2016, the Blackjacks participated in the 2018 Marble League qualifiers, into which they had a pretty rough time. They failed to qualify, retired alongside Team Plasma in the Quicksilvers, and chose not to participate in the 2019 qualifiers alongside teams like the Golden Orbs and Minty Maniacs. They instead decided to compete in the 2018 Hublino tournament, into which they got 3rd, which included a gold at Funnels. They'd only finished behind the Minty Maniacs and Bumblebees, 2 teams that would soon return to the Marble League. The Blackjacks would make their return in 2021, appearing in Marble Maniacs. With the exception of a silver in extreme diving, the Blackjacks looked rather unimpressive. They finished 7th out of 8 teams, only beating the Balls of Chaos. Looking to shake that rust off, the Blackjacks would compete in the 2022 Showdown, into which they did pretty well. They came away with a pair of silvers in block pushing and swing wave and a gold in water race set by Club. They ended up in second place, only behind the other expansion team, Team Plasma. The Blackjacks got invited for Marbula 1 Season 4, into which they did pretty decent, placing 11th out of 20 teams, and they even got to host their own track. Club finished 15th in the individual standings, with their best race being at Stardust Accelerator, while Hearts, they finished 25th out of 40 racers, but at least they have a cool 3-letter column. In Marble Survival Season 1, the Blackjacks would send in their reserve ace, who would then manage to win a week. Unfortunately, the momentum would be cut short when they would get eliminated in race 42 alongside the Green Ducks. They would finish 22nd out of 32 racers. In the 2023 Marble League qualifiers, the Blackjacks looked rather bad, with their best finish being a 5th at Legion March Wave. The other events weren't too pretty for them, including a 7th in Funnels by Heart, the team taking 9th in Team Pursuit, and Club finishing last in sprints with 6 seconds. The showdown did not go any better for the Blackjacks, as their best finish was a 6th place at Legion March Wave, and they had 2 15th place finishes, including Club at Honeydome, in which might have been the reason the Blackjacks did not get invited to Season 5 of Marbula 1. They would finish in the bottom 4, but due to relegation being suspended, the Blackjacks would get their shot in the 2024 qualifiers, into which they seized that opportunity. Despite a below-average finish in Ice Dash, the team made up for it with pretty good results in halfpipe, short track, and snow drag. Those would be enough for the Blackjacks to qualify for 2024. A quarter into the lead, the Blackjacks are off to a decent start, with Ace getting 5th in Ice Dash and the team going full berserk mode in bobsled. Things will look to be on the up and up for the Blackjacks, as they will have a stretch from Event 6 to Event 12 where it's nothing but top half finishes, which would include a bronze in ice bowling, a silver in ski jump, and another bronze in snow tubing. With how things were looking for the team, the Blackjacks led they were not only going to auto-qualify, but possibly win the league as well. However, their championship hopes took a step back with the 11th place finish in Snow Snake and the 15th place finish in Skiing Rally. Fortunately, the team would bounce back in Funnels with a bronze thanks to Hart. With one event remaining, the Blackjacks still had a shot at winning the Marble League. They would need at least a silver and for T-Mobile and Snowballs to falter early. Fortunately for them, Snowdrift of the Snowballs went out in round 1. They just need to basically survive the rest of the event, while Momo also falters early, and the championship will be as good as theirs. Unfortunately, that did not come true. Hart goes out in round 4, eliminating the Blackjacks from winning the championship. As for auto qualification, they will need Mallet of the Green Ducks to not finish on the podium.
Run number 6 is go. Green Ducks, final team through that funnel point. Balls of Chaos over on the far side. Nobody is tripping that centrifuge yet. There goes the spinning chevron, but I think everybody's by. Yes, Green Ducks.
They have done it. With Mallet going out in round 6, the Blackjacks have secured 3rd place and have auto-qualified for 2025. For a team that was about to get relegated, the Blackjacks did not waste their opportunity. Here's to hoping they actually stay on board, unlike most 3rd place teams. With the Blackjacks done, that is all of the 2022 expansion teams that I have talked about. 3 years in, and the Blackjacks look to be the best team, while the Wolfpack are 2nd, and as for Team Plasma and the Purple Rockets, they're in a rather close battle for 3rd. And speaking of Blackjacks, their representative, Diamond, is still competing in Marble Survival Season 2. Thank you for checking out whatever this video was supposed to be. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.